Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I'm back with another poem. So, this one is called That's Where They Come From. I usually do a trigger warning, but today I was triggered, so I'm just going to get into this poem. Today, I was honestly triggered. I stumbled upon this old Jerry Springer episode, a young white kid spewing hate and ignorance. Though this clip is dated, unfortunately, some of you still think this way. The words that triggered me most was, we should send them back to Africa. That's where they come from. It truly saddens me that a lot of white people didn't learn their own history. Yet they walk around mad at the people who were exterminated and abused. You were taught that slavery and genocide was our history, but I'm sad to say it was yours. My history is how we overcame your traps, abuse, and more. But since your history was hidden and I was forced to learn it over and over again, sit down in a chair and listen for a second. Your existence is roughly 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. However, my lineage dates back to millions of years ago. Your origins is in Europe, which is a tiny landmass, by the way. Your origins is not Africa, not the West Indies, not India, not Asia, not Australia, or the Americas. Let's start with map distortion. Europe literally makes up nothing in comparison to other continents, but yet you want us to think it is this grand landmass. Now that you're clear you started in Europe, please stop telling slave descendants and indigenous people to go back to another continental country that your ancestors stole. They drained the people and their resources. My dear, you are only here through deception, mistreatment, and pure wicked intentions from your lineage that came before you. No land on this earth can truly be owned. That's where they brainwashed you the most. When I was a kid, I heard things like Indian giver, which was said to a person who gave you something and took it back. As I got older, I realized how backwards that was. The true saying is colonizer giver. The colonizer gives false hope, false truth, false promises, false history, and even false religion too. The history is so twisted and deep-rooted in lies. Your ancestors got you hating or disliking us when it should truly be the other way around. Yet and still, we have forgiven you and gladly share our space. But you are the ones walking around with a frown on your face. Stop projecting your anger. It is not us who has oppressed you. Please take a look around. This is why critical race theory is so important, because good old Abe ain't free the slaves because he gained a moral complex. Natives were given reservations that get smaller each year. If anyone needs to go back where they came from, it is not us, it is you who have failed to remove the veil. It's not too late. Please educate yourself and most of all your children. The tired excuse of children are too young has gotten us here to complicit in blatant racism. Your kids deserve to learn your history because our children have to learn it. And it is not from a book, but from the day-to-day interactions with your children who is oblivious and ignorant and walking around with the grandiose chip on their shoulder. So as I end my thoughts, please, white people, for the sake of humanity, please start teaching your children the truth.